Hello and welcome to the 75th annual Another Happy Pod, the Quarter Quell edition. My name is Nathan Flickerman. I'm joined as always by my co-host, it's Toby Jones.
Why do I have to be Toby Jones in this?
Because I want to be Caesar Flickerman.
Why is Toby Jones in this? He has like one line.
He's the other announcer guy, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't announce anything. He just kind of is like, haha, yeah.
He's,
Well, the other guy
like,
announces
Lawrence,
stuff.
no one cares because you need to tell us what this silly little show is all about.
You're right, Nathan Flickerman, I do. This is the little show where every time a Quarter Quell happens, we get together and we talk about all things pop culture. We talk about movies, we talk about telly shows, we talk about games, and we have a bloody good time avoiding some toxic discourse. I said discourse this week. Did that make you happy?
Lawrence, no one cares.
Oh, come on. I tried my best.
So, what's going on? It's been ages since we last recorded.
These are just backed up in my mind. I have spoken to you so many hours in the last 2 days.
So we're currently banking all of our podcasts. I say all, two of them, because I'm going on holiday this week. So we're recording a bunch in advance, and they're all just blurring together at this point. Like, I don't know
we're
where
going to be
we
making
are.
like callback jokes to stuff
Yeah,
that
like,
has not happened yet.
Exactly. I'll probably reference like 3 other different podcasts. So, like, you know, it is what it is. But hey, I am in Greece, and that is the most important thing. It's my last day of Greece today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the day this comes out, is it?
Yeah, the day this comes out is the day I fly home, unfortunately. So I will be depressed.
You'll be sad retweeting this one, like, on the plane.
I probably won't retweet it on the plane because, you know.
I haven't been on a plane in a long time, right? Is there like not, like in this day and age, is there not like Wi-Fi on a plane? Can you not use your phone at all?
On certain flights, well, first of all, you can use your phone as long as it's in airplane mode. Second of all, there is Wi-Fi on certain flights, okay? But also, the Wi-Fi, shit, horrendous, very bad. And
is it like £7 a minute as well?
not even, like fucking $7,000 for like fucking 30 seconds or some shit. It's very expensive and just not great. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to download a bunch of episodes of The Crown onto my iPad, and then I'll just watch those.
Interesting. And this is what everyone came here
Yeah.
for, to be fair.
Indeed.
To talk about Nathan's travel arrangements and entertainment options.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Hunger Mames. That's what we're calling it. We've decided.
We have never once called it that, and we've never decided that was it. And also, it makes literally no fucking sense. So why would we call it that?
We were gonna do it. You said it last week.
No. First of all, no, we wasn't. We was never ever going to call it that because I fucking killed that dead before it got anywhere. Okay. No,
I think we had something going. The Matrix, the Hunger Mames.
but the Hunger Mames makes no sense though. What does that mean?
Let's not do this again. This almost fractured us last time.
It did.
We can't wrap this row.
We're barely recovering from it.
I know. But no, we are in our second episode of we're doing all the Hunger Games. It is like a little mini event. We don't often do a big series of stuff like this. We normally just stick to the one-offs episodes. Exciting stuff.
Yes.
All right, Catching Fire. Is this one, you've read the book of this one as well?
I've read all the books, Lawrence. Actually, that's not true. I've read the 3 books. I haven't read The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes because that only came out like a couple of years ago, and it's like already a movie. Well, like it will be in November.
Was that recent?
Yeah, it was quite recent. Yeah, it was within like the last 3 or 4 years. Probably not even that, really, that came out. So...
I thought this all wrapped up a while back.
No, that book came out like after the movies did.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, no, financially that makes sense, right?
No, but not like quite a while after. Like,
oh, okay.
The hype had massively died down. Like, it wasn't a time thing at all. It was quite a while after.
They should schedule another book release for when the final episode of our recap of the Hunger Games movies comes out, because we're bringing the hype back.
Well, that's next week, Lawrence. So unless Suzanne Collins can write a whole book in a week, I'm not sure that's going to be... And also get it published and distributed to everywhere in the world.
That's fine. How long does it take to get a book done normally?
A couple of months to a year, I'd say, depending on the book. If you're George R.R. Martin, like 12 years.
Yeah. I love it. Every now and again, he puts out a little press statement like, "Can people stop telling me I'm going to die before my book comes out?" And it's like, it was mean 10 years ago, but now there's some truth to it. Now you probably are going to die before your book comes out.
I mean, that's still mean, though. Like, he doesn't owe anyone anything, all right? If they're more concerned about a book coming out over his life, then, like, that's your own issue. That's your own fault for getting so hooked on it. Like, fucking hell.
It's true. Has that ever happened to someone been, like, mid-story and then just died?
I'd imagine so. Plenty of times, yeah. Nothing I care about, but, like...
Yeah, but, like, of a big thing like this. Like, a Game of Thrones books are, like, a cultural thing when they come out.
Look, I'm sure there's examples, yeah, but none that I know. Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway, The Hunger Games.
Catching Fire.
Awful title.
Yeah, actually.
Not the Catching Fire bit. I'm just not a fan of, like... I get why it has to be done, but I'm just not a fan of, like, taking the name of the first thing and then making that the name of the series. You know what I mean? Like, the first book is called The Hunger Games. The series isn't called The Hunger Games, but the first book is. So that just becomes the name of the series.
It's, I think, the most egregious, as we spoke about this, like, you know, like 30 episodes back or whatever, like the Glass Onion and Knives Out mystery. That is genuinely, like, dreck. That is horrible, that title.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's obviously just, like, you need the fucking series name, the IP, the recognition, or whatever, but...
Sometimes even that, like, isn't enough. Like, the Gran Turismo movie that's coming out, like, its official title is Gran Turismo based on a true story. That's the title of the movie. Yeah,
Gran
it's not
Turismo,
a tagline.
Its official title is Gran Turismo based on a true story. Fuck off.
Like with a colon, Gran Turismo based on a true story. That's the title of the movie. It's not a tagline.
That's horrendous.
It's so bad.
Why?
I can't explain it. Like, it's even funnier that Gran Turismo is a work of fiction, and they're like, but based on a true story, though.
That's so dumb.
I don't get it. I mean, I know that there is that story of that, like, gamer kid that won a competition and could be a real race boy for, like, 5 minutes or whatever. But, like, whatever. It's a terrible title. I'm just now realizing Catching Fire is, like, the rebellion, right? Like, igniting the flame, the spark of that kind of thing.
I guess so, yeah. That makes sense. Because this is, like, this is the one where the revolution, like, really kicks off. Well, in, like, the last 5 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, when they pull back the curtain and go, it's time for the revolution.
Yeah.
We'll save that one. This, again, watching this movie, it still baffles me that, you haven't watched the back end of this franchise. Like, how was this the movie you were like, I'm dropping off now?
So, because I remember when I went to see this movie for the first time, I did see this one in cinemas. I remember going to see it, and I remember really not liking it at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Like I was like angry when I left the cinema. I was like, oh, that was so bad. I really didn't like it. I think one of my main criticisms was like, oh, it's called The Hunger Games, and they're only in The Hunger Games for like 5 minutes at the end or whatever. And then today when I was watching, I was
it's
like,
half the movie.
No, I know. But to me, it wasn't. But then when I was watching it today, I was like, 18-year-old Nathan, you fucking idiot. Like.
Was this the 18-year-old Nathan? We spoke about it last week. Is this still the 18-year-old Nathan that is like, were you politically switched on at this point?
Stepping my toes into it. But I was also like, was also my first time that I was at uni. Not when I went with you, when I went before that, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I was also just drunk a lot as well.
I love the idea of you like dipping your toes into like a political kind of metaphor, and you're like, I don't understand it because it's not directly about Brexit or something.
Brexit wasn't a thing then, thankfully.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forget that you are elderly.
Brexit wasn't that long ago. Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's true. Sorry. You saw this in the cinema. Oh, you got to experience what a lot of people claim to be the most legendary IMAX aspect ratio switch up of all time.
Oh, I doubt I did because I saw it in quite like a cheap cinema.
So, a projector on a 10.
Yeah. I really doubt I did. I think we should talk more about that IMAX moment a little bit later, but
okay,
let's save that because that is something I want to talk about.
Okay,
what are your thoughts on this movie overall? Or what were your thoughts and what are your thoughts?
Back when it came out, I don't remember having like a strong reaction to it. I did see it in the cinema,
Yeah.
but like I think it was just one of them where like obviously it didn't fully land for me in terms of like the political messaging. Like I was also just like I wanted to see some more people fight and kill each other in the
You were
battle
even
royale
younger than me.
thing.
You'd have been like 10 when this came out or something. You'd have been like
No, I don't think I was 10. What year was this?
2013.
2013. So I would
So
have
10 years ago. So
I think I would have been
16?
16-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A young boy.
Yeah, I was dumb 16 as well. Like,
Yeah.
I was real dumb.
Of course you were. Yeah. Everyone's dumb at 16. They don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. If you're
true, yeah.
16, you're dumb.
Yeah. Stop listening to this and go be dumb. Go and play with your toy cars or something.
Go read a fucking book, dummy.
Yeah. Go and learn some politics and then watch movies you saw when you were younger and then have them reframed for you.
16-year-olds
no,
are very
I don't
switched on these days. I think it's different than when we were 16.
Yeah, because they got iPads and stuff now.
No, I think the world is just different. Like, I think people are more politically switched on at a younger age now, just because like you kind of have to be. Yeah, because everything's so shit.
I literally like, happy first birthday, my little child. I've just bought you a Share to Buy ISA for your birthday. Get saving because you're
Yeah.
gonna need to. By the time you're 90, you could maybe afford a one bed.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Right, if you're lucky. I don't remember having a strong kind of like. I don't remember it landing for me. I think I was just like, cool, that was something I saw and then never thought about it again. I do like as time's gone on, I've seen a lot of people like I didn't realize this. A lot of people are like, this is like top tier. This is like top shelf stuff in terms of this franchise. So I went into it being like, I don't remember seeing it that much before, but I was like excited because I was like, oh, I'm going to see it now as an adult and have it reframed and blah, blah, blah. I think it like, there's some really fucking great stuff in this. And it's like, I enjoyed it quite a lot and it's a good movie. I do think it like, it's that weird middle child. It's not, it lacks a bit of the punch of the first Hunger Games and the revolution hasn't started yet. So it's that there's a lot of meanderings are like a too harsh a word, but there's a lot of setup for what's to come. And it's necessary, but like it didn't grip me as hard, but I still really enjoyed the movie.
Okay. It sounds like you hated it.
No, stop it. No, I didn't hate it. What did you think?
I think I disagree with that. To me, I think this was more impactful than the first one. Like, though I was watching this today, and there were just moments where I was just like, "Fucking hell!" Like that is brutal. There's some moments here which really just make you physically recoil in how like grim and shit they are, and we can talk about some of those. I enjoyed this quite a bit more. I enjoyed this a lot. I had so much fun's probably not the right word, but I really enjoyed watching
Gail's
it.
getting whipped and Nathan's like, woo! Good time of the movie.
I really enjoyed what this film did, like the story it told and how it all came together. The story is just, it's so interesting and it's so, there's great moments and tension, like immediately at the beginning where like, Katniss walks into the room and then like immediately fucking snows here and it's just like, oh shit, fuck, how's this going? And that conversation the whole way through, it's like it's like a fucking game of chess. It's so tense and like they're saying like, oh, let's be honest, let's put our cards on the table, but there's still hidden meaning to what they're saying and everything like this. They're still talking in almost riddles and stuff, and it's very intricate and I think it's very well done. And the whole, again, we spoke last week about like how the scenes like in the capital and on the tour and stuff, and how like they're designed to make you angry. I feel like this movie just fucking builds on that tenfold, really.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there is an element of like the chess stuff is really accurate because now it's the after. I mean, at least for like 3/4 of the movie, it's the aftermath, right? It's like now you've won. Congrats, you survived. But as Haymitch says, there aren't winners, there are survivors.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all about the moves they make to stay surviving.
Yeah.
And there's a satisfying component to this movie that is like everything in the Hunger Games, the first one, is very subdued level threat. It's all under the surface, bubbling.
Yeah.
And then now in this one, like you're getting Nazis in the street. You're getting like town square fucking executions. It's like it's all unraveling and like the control is both sides of this soon-to-be war have no control anymore. Like, it's just a kind of...
I feel like before, the Capitol were kind of like almost wearing a mask and being like, "Oh, we're the Capitol. We care about you. Like, you just do your work. Do your work. Give us what we need to do, and you can have a happy enough life." And now, because of what happened in the games and because of the way people are starting to react to that, now it's almost as if the mask has been lifted and they're less delicate about maintaining that image and are more like, fucking get in line, or you'll die. So
there is definitely like the mask is like a good analogy because it has absolutely slipped. They're like with it, and I guess kind of it's kind of similar to what Snow says straight away. It's like he sees like his philosophy is the quicker way to get things done. He's an effective man.
Yeah.
Right. He moves effectively and quickly and doesn't like to beat around the bush. So it's the kind of a metaphor for the whole movie of like, this will go quicker for everyone if we're just honest. You hate us and we're going to crush you.
Yeah.
Is basically kind of how it comes about. That scene that you mentioned of him, Donald Sutherland, right? Phenomenal actor anyway. But they do this really interesting thing. And I don't know how they did it, where like, he is that tiny room. He has such a presence in it. Like the desk, there's a big desk in that room, and he still feels comically larger than the desk.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you like picked up on that at all, but there's something about the framing. He takes up space in that room. It's not his desk, but he's like on the right side of it, and he's like, take a seat.
Yeah.
All those kinds of little things. Very, very interesting stuff, I think.
He knows how to power play and to seem probably more intimidating than he is. Because at the end of the day, he's just an old man. Like, what can he really do? Like,
yeah,
really. But he can be quite intimidating and stuff.
All whilst losing a game of 4D chess to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes, but also I think that he's starting to realize that Katniss is someone who can also be intimidating, because Katniss is scary because she's someone who's not as easily controlled as everyone else, basically.
Yeah.
And that's all he wants to do. All he wants to do is control her. And he kind of like, puts things in motion in the beginning to achieve that, to control her, to get her under his grip and to keep her in line and like kind of squash this rebellion before it even happens. But, as we see, that doesn't necessarily work out for him.
The whole nature of like, the surviving is the only winning you can get, and how like she can't be controlled, but he uses like every resource in his back pocket to put her on display, and is like, I'm gonna put you on a pedestal and make you a puppet of mine. And even when she plays along as the puppet, and like those moments where like after there's a riot and she witnesses someone get killed, just because she's there and making a speech and he reacts to it, there's this element of like, even when she is his puppet, just her presence, just her being alive is powerful enough of a metaphor and a movement now that the power is out of her hands. She can tell these people to stop, but they won't believe that she means it anyway, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. What were you going to say?
I think last week we managed to get through the whole episode without saying the words Jennifer Lawrence once.
Insane, actually.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about the whole cast at all last week.
I think I said Liam Hemsworth, but that's because I couldn't remember his character's name.
Okay, yeah.
But that's about it. Woody Harrelson sucks. That's something we should say as well. Woody Harrelson sucks now.
As a person, he sucks. He's just...
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor, but he's very much like, why do I even need to wear a mask? Like, why do I need this vaccine, man? You don't know what the government are putting in the vaccine, man.
What are they putting in your THC, my friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be more concerned about that.
He does have a very funny moment in this movie where Gale has been like fucking whipped in the street, and then they get him back to Katniss's place. Like, her mum just like pours the rubbing alcohol on his back, and he just grabs the bottle and just pours it in his coffee. That was quite funny.
That man will mix anything with anything. Like, he'll just be having a water, and he'll be like, "Oh, a little vodka to go on the side of my water. That sounds good."
Why not?
So the whole movie kicks off with like it's been a year. There's a victory tour going on.
A little bit less than a year.
Yeah, but like
Been a
it's
few months.
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a victory tour going on, and it just like the victory tour in itself, like making them do another lap, is just like this insane beat them into submission tactic. Like when you think about it, like obviously Katniss and Peter are kind of the more sympathetic villains. They're the most humane people that could have won last time. But like theoretically, this victory lap, if this is something that happens with all of the tributes, with every winner, what you're doing is essentially parading your family's killers in front of the families and then being like, look how rich they are now for killing your little child.
Imagine like the Korea fucking districts like on the victory tour.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, because
what's wrong with this crowd, man? Why is no one happy to see us out here today?
yeah, it's very gross and dystopic and just completely and everyone is expected to like go there and you know and smile and be like, yes, thank you for coming, thank you for killing my family, and now thank you for giving us this honor of being part of the Hunger Games or whatever. It's
Yeah.
The whole fucking thing is just so gross and disgusting. When they get to District 11 and they're just immediately like met with hostility and like because this is a district that is kicking off. This is Rue's district, so everyone's like fucking on edge and stuff.
Yeah.
Just the like immediate tension, like there's no big welcoming parade or anything like that. It's just military trucks and a quick escort into the city and stuff. That whole scene, emotional as fuck, just so brutally emotional. Just because you got the little video of like Rue in the background as well, just like smiling and looking at Katniss, and it's I was crying.
And
all over again.
they've literally put their family, Rue's family, on a pedestal. They've literally propped them up so that Katniss is eye level with them in front of the whole crowd.
Yeah. And then the way that whole fucking thing goes, where the guy starts off the salute, and then because of that, he's just killed in the street in front of everyone.
That like the door closing execution, that moment, like fuck, dude.
Yeah,
that's fucking.
See, that's what I'm saying when I think there's like this one is more impactful because there are moments like this that just really fucking sink in just how fucked like the capital and the government is and stuff, and just how ruthless they're trying to be to squash this rebellion really before it happens. The closing the door on it, it's so effective because you just barely see it. Like just as the door closes, the trigger's pulled and then it's closed and stuff. But it's so and the reaction on fucking Katniss's face, just the pure fucking horror and trauma from it all. It's brutal.
Yeah, there's like this the moment where like the train comes out of the thing and they just the vibe is so off. The vibe is like because remember the last time we saw this district, they were revolting. They were like trying to knock over control towers and stuff. Like they were, and that now obviously they have been broken down into submission, at least as much as they can be. Yeah, and it's obviously it's all just a kind of like a ticking time bomb, isn't it? Like it's just waiting to go off, and Katniss's arrival does that, even though she goes over, and I think like the crux of it is that they have prepared flashcard speech, and they both just refuse to talk from it. Like Peter tries, and then is actually like, "No, this is wrong." Like there's a heartfelt kind of nature that needs to be provided to these people, and it's just immediately the second he acts with any degree of free will, people suffer, and they like I know they didn't cause it, but them being there and them inciting that reaction is what kicked it all off and what got that guy killed. Fucking hard, very hard scene to watch, and also just like great direction from an age rating perspective. Like if you're gonna have a live execution, it's a great way to just get around seeing a man's brains get blown out. So
yeah, definitely, it's quite creative. And then that kind of like just kicks off this whole borderline horrifying montage of them two of them just like playing the part of like good capital puppet while they're paraded around different districts and giving the pre-written speeches and the fake smiles and all that sort of stuff. And one fucking moment in particular where Katniss is like greeting, saying hello to the little girl, and she just looks up at her and says, "When I'm old enough, I'm gonna volunteer, just like you did." I was like, I went, "Fucking hell!" Like that is,
Yeah.
oh, that's so horrific and so
And
disgusting.
Also, like, from a character perspective, like, that's the trade-off. Like, the trade-off is she speaks from the heart and she speaks honestly and she discourages what the Capitol are doing. People die. She becomes a role model. People die. They die later, but they still die.
Yeah.
And she continues this cycle. I wrote down that it's the choice. The soon as your name is called in the Hunger Games, or the second you enter into like volunteering yourself as the tribute in the Reaping, it's your choice is literally death, or your entire life from that moment onwards is devoted to just pushing this propaganda bullshit forever.
Yeah.
Like there's no other choice. It's you die or you're the puppet. Like, and that's kind of like, it's reinforced like their engagement is needed to sell the lie. It's kind of like, I think I fumbled this last week when I said something like, there's an element to like the Capitol could have just let them both die, but you said they needed a winner, and you're absolutely right, and you see that in the first 20 minutes of the movie. They do need someone to perpetuate this shit for them. Yeah man, just rough, and that is a horrible montage. And like, they get into the Capitol to continue it, and like, one of the first things that happens is like a bulimia cocktail. It's like, jeez. Like, fuck, this is horrible.
Decadence for the sake of it. Like, it's eating food just to eat food and not to live and survive and get what you need to. It's so fucking decadent and disgusting, and it makes me so angry. Yeah.
Colourful macaroons versus Katniss's half loaf of stale bread in the raining mud.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the parallel is, I mean, it's not like a laid out parallel, but like, when you consider what certain districts have and what others don't, it's just like, Jesus Christ. I like that Gale is kind of like a metaphor for the momentum that the rebellion is kind of carrying now. Like, there's this, like, in one of his first scenes in the first Hunger Games movie is him like, we could just dip, like, we could run.
Yeah.
And Katniss is like, no, there's people. But now he's the one that's intent on staying. And it's like, no, you started something here. And, like, we're responsible. We have to finish this.
Yeah.
And I like that. I think his character gets like it's not that he didn't have much to do last time round. Like, he was obviously on the sidelines. And this movie, he gets to matter a bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a bit. I'm still not sure where I'm at on the whole Gale Peter thing and that sort of stuff.
Oh, like the love triangle, yeah.
Yeah, it's the love triangle becomes more apparent in this movie, and right at the beginning, she does say like everything that happened in the first movie was bullshit. Like, it's not, it wasn't real. It was all for show, for the cameras, for the game, and that sort of stuff. Which is right, but also like, but then this movie very much leans the other direction and just very kind of quickly turns the other way. And I still don't know how I feel about it, really, but yeah, it is.
I think it's not nice to watch, because these are two people under normal circumstances that wouldn't look twice at each other.
Yeah, but is that just because of the circumstances that they're in? Does that make it bad? I don't know.
It's tough to say, and I think it is. It's nuanced, right? It's not love triangle, fucking Team Edward, Team Jacob. It's not nonsense for the sake of it. It's definitely, it's making a comment on like the people you're pushed in together with.
Yeah.
Like, you will form a bond with them, because if you don't, you're completely and utterly alone.
Yeah.
And like even like I think her name's Joanna later on in this, like her district partner dies. And she says, like, he weren't much, but he was from home.
Yeah.
And, like, that, once that connection is gone, like, everything you know from your world has disappeared at that point. So I don't know, like, it's tough to say. You think that, like, Katniss is, it definitely feels more genuine this time round.
I think it is genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's genuine. Like, See, It's genuine, but I don't know when it starts being genuine. I can't place that because, like, as soon as like the details of the quarter quell are announced, she's like, save Peter, like, make sure Peter lives, make sure he makes it through this. But I don't necessarily get the sense that at that point she has, like, her feelings have changed and stuff. So when things started to change, I don't know. I can't say for certain, but I do think they have changed at some point.
It's probably intentionally blurry, right? Like it's she probably doesn't know that either.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I mean, obviously, like the whole like they walk into each other and fall over and have a little kiss in the snow, or for the cameras. That's obviously all shit. And
all
then,
of that is very, very clearly bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, because they go back in the room and he's like, "Hey, would you like a glass of water?" And she's like, "No, thank you, Peter. I'm fine." And Haymitch is like, "Jesus, you guys, like you need to get your chemistry back in order." But yeah, no, I think that there's not a moment where Katniss realizes it. I think she just suddenly understands that she has these feelings, and like that is not a positive thing. I don't think. Like, I don't know, just that the reinforcement of like. It just feels like another element of control is taken away from her. She can't even love the person she like truthfully that she wants to love. Is there something there? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I think you're wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't mean in like a harsh way or anything. I just don't necessarily. That's not my interpretation of it personally. Like I just don't necessarily see it that way. I think there's something to be said. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say about seeing the last one, but I don't think it's as simple as like, oh, love triangle, Gale, Peter. Which one is she gonna go for? She's got two hotties. One is significantly hotter than the other, but she's got two hotties to choose from. Which one is it gonna be? Team Gale, team. I don't think it's like that fucking Twilight stuff at all. There's a lot more like deeper meaning between them. Like fucking, she has a history with Gale. She actually knows him and that sort of stuff. But with Peter, you know, there's shared experience, there's shared trauma and bonding and all that sort of stuff that they went through. And I think there's something to be said about, like, you know, not to jump to the ending, but I have read the book, so like there's something to be said about the fact that in the first movie there was quite a clear point where she was speaking with Gale. And they were talking about like the future and children or whatever, and she was like, "I'm never having kids because like, why would anyone possibly want to raise kids in this absolute fucking hellscape that they live in? Why would she want to subjugate her family to that?" And then, you know, not to spoil anything, but the end of the book, I'll just say, was pretty obvious. But you know,
she goes back on that.
Yeah, things change. But also the situation she finds herself in changes as well. So like, there's something to be said for that. So I don't know. We need to see more, I guess, is what I'm saying for now.
We need to. Would you say we need to Philip Seymour Hoffman? I thought that deserved more than a sigh. I thought that was better than a sigh. I feel like if you had said that, you would have thought that was hilarious.
I wouldn't, because first of all, what sense does it make? But
Philip Seymour. It's a little joke.
I get it, but I'm not saying we need to see Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Fine. I thought it was funny. Do you know what? Fine. I don't know if this is jumping ahead because there's a moment where like, so their entire mission becomes like convincing Snow that, like, not convincing. He knows full well that this is all bollocks. Like the act is bollocks. He knows better. He knows that he's orchestrating it.
He straight up told her. He said, "Sell it, make me believe." Yeah.
And like that moment where like he sets off fireworks so that everyone turns around and Katniss stays looking at him and he's just eyeballing her.
Yeah, shakes his
head. And just shaking his head. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
What a moment.
Lets her know he's not necessarily convinced, but also it's kind of like this is the point where his version of the plan or whatever is kind of falling apart because he might not be convinced, but everyone else is. Everyone else is loving this shit. Everyone else is loving every second of fucking Keita Patness.
It can't be Patness. That's terrible.
Why not?
Patness is a gross one. That sounds like a disease.
Katniss? Why?
But like keto, that sounds like a diet. Like it sounds
You're
like
thinking of keto.
I am. Kato as well. It's a character in the first one. I guess it would have to be Patness.
Patness, yeah.
I'm not keen on it, but we get what we're given.
Patness.
We can't do much about it.
I don't know. Patness is there. That's probably their official ship name. If I search that up on AO3, I'm sure I'll find some shit.
What is AO3?
I've told you this before. You'll never know, and you'll never need to know.
No. I
Don't
feel like
worry
it's something I
about it.
don't want to Google.
It's not for you, Lawrence.
Oh no, okay, fair enough. After that, obviously, Snow's shaking his head, and then he's like, I guess it's his chess move in terms of Philip Seymour Hoffman is like pulling the strings on him, and he's like, maybe we could, try and win back some public favor whilst also getting rid of some problems all in one.
Yeah.
Genius. Like you don't understand his game at first, but genius.
Yeah, very, very, very well done, Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's kind of got he's like works his way into a position where he's almost like the right hand fucking cunt to Snow, and he's got to play that fucking part like a fiddle. He's got to fucking balance that so much. But I think that kind of means that he has got to make some decisions which mean that people will get killed as a result of it. Like he tells them to like step it up, bro. Like fucking make it harsher, make them all fucking fall in line and all this sort of stuff. Wedding, executions, dress, fucking executions, all this sort of stuff. And it's all in the fucking, to like all in this goal of eventually getting him to like come around to this, oh, here's an idea. What if we put them back in the games? Ha ha ha, sort of thing.
It's absolutely him just like kind of being what is it? Is it Luthen, the Star Wars character in Andor? Yeah. Very much a case of like I have to do some dark shit to get some good stuff done.
What's the line? I sacrifice myself for a sunrise I'll never see, or something like that.
Yeah. Lovely line. Such a good line.
Very good. Very well written. Pay your writers.
Yeah, please do, yeah. While you're at it, yeah. But like I really, really enjoy his character because like once the ending reveal does happen, and this is something that I'm glad I completely forgot. I forgot he was on this side of the team. Yeah.
Oh, I remembered it. Yeah, but yeah.
But it's such a rewarding like payoff because you're right. Like he's evil. Like the stuff he's saying, like the speeding up the clock shit later on in the game, and it's like to try and tell the fucking time now. It's all performative for other people, button pushers, to be like, oh, this guy's a bit full on.
100%. Yeah.
Very, very, very cool. Very interesting, and just a really, really good character. He matches the vibe more of like someone that President Snow would listen to. Like the other guy was definitely. Like look at my cool suit.
Yeah. Devilbeard was like very fucking weird and you got the sense that like he fucking like lucked into that position and really had like was hanging on by a thread and didn't have like much authority like at all.
Yeah.
But like fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman, the guy just exudes like fucking authority. He's like he owns that part and is like, yeah, I'm the head game maker, bitch, whatever.
That's
yeah. And then of course that leads on to like the fucking decision for like, the 75th Hunger Games. It's a quarter quell. It's the third quarter quell, have one every 25 years. So it's a big special event. And what are they going to do this time? They're going to choose the victors from the pool of already surviving victors. So what does that mean? Katniss, you're off back in the games.
Yeah. I like how like there's some degree of like there's no choice obviously, but like there's a level of like Peter's like there's a 50 chance it might not be me.
Yeah.
But like Katniss is just straight up like, oh well,
it's Katniss. Fuck. Yeah, she has to go back. And like straight away, like when you see like the announcement and you just see the moment of realization on her, it's just immediately like, fuck, no, I can't handle this. I gotta go into the woods and just cry for a little bit because why not?
That realization sequence as well, because their emotions have been somewhat subdued for a while in trying to play the game of it all.
Yeah.
But that moment, which is like Haymitch throws a fucking like bottle of whiskey. We've seen this man doesn't waste a drop.
Yeah.
Right? And he throws a bottle of whiskey at the TV. Like I don't know if Josh Hutcherson has done much since this, but like that look of just complete fucking despair on his face.
Yeah.
When he realizes he's going back in, like just phenomenal work. And like obviously Jennifer Lawrence she's like fucking firing on all cylinders in this movie. But that moment collectively where those three very talented actors just go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's the final card. It's the ace. Like it's a way of like, let's get rid of all these victors causing us fucking problems.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then the reaping ceremony itself is just so, again, haunting. They put on a whole fucking pageant, a whole ceremony and display to pick one name out of a bowl. And they go to the trouble of having a big bowl and having one little name on it. And even Effie, like, oh, who's it going to be? Like, we know who it's going to be. Like, the whole charade of, like, and the victor is Katniss Everdeen and all this sort of stuff. And then she has to do the obligatory, like, go up there and all that sort of stuff. It's so fucking... I don't even know how to describe it. It's just... It all just feels so wrong. And, like, everyone there knows it's right. It's not a happy occasion at all. But then it's all dressed up as a big ceremony to be, like, celebrated and that sort of stuff. And it's just so...
It's a public punishment. It's a public humiliation for like everyone with a set of eyes can see what Katniss is doing.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of like it's also like the bowl, like it's the illusion of like imagine if anyone else's name was in there. You can't see it's on a folded bit of paper, but you know it's you, but you wish it wasn't you. And it's like I don't know. There's just something really fucking like fascinating about that. And like last week as well, I was saying about like how Effie's character, there's less of a Elizabeth Banks' character Effie. There's like less of a. It feels like she never really expands beyond like enjoying the capital when she obviously is in a position where she sees how terrible it is. And like, never before have I eaten my words so quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
I really
like. She's great in this.
She is really good. I really liked her character in this movie. I like straight away. There's quite a bit of growth from her. And the way Elizabeth Banks played this scene is just she seemed like she was on the verge of crying like every time she looked at Katniss during this scene. It was really well done. Really well done.
It struck me as like a mother type figure having to pretend that everything's okay to their kids when they know it's dreadful.
Yeah. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. You know, she's constantly having to like to put on this performance. Yeah, the performance kind of comes. It's kind of who she is. The whole capital aesthetic, the whole larger than life sort of thing. But you can see that kind of starting to break down a little bit during this movie, and it's really well done. I like her a lot.
Yeah, no, I think she's phenomenal. And like later on with the whole like. The only way it's so subtle, and the writing is phenomenal on this because it's like they have all got their like gold emblems and pins and like fucking beads and stuff. Like they've all got their gold thing.
Yeah.
And like the only way she knows how to form a family is in this like materialistic, like we should all have some gold so that we're together and as like a family. And, like, the only way she knows how to do that is through, like, a material possession. And it's just like, this is all you know, isn't it? And your world is crumbling around you as you watch the people you love suffer.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Very good, indeed. Obviously, Peter volunteers, which was always going to happen. Well, not necessarily always going to happen. I guess if he got drawn, then he was kind of fucked, isn't he? But, like...
Yeah, but that's I get, like, one way or another, he wanted to go in.
Yeah, that's true. But, yeah. Anyway... Then they go do the Hunger Games again.
Yeah, they go do the titular Hunger Games.
Yeah.
There's what I love about this kind of build up to it is like everyone is all the victors are rightfully pissed off. Like
I love that. Yeah.
Like it's like we were done. Also, there's an element of like gone is all the fanfare of the like the send out and the training sequence. There's no like excited or nervous kids anymore. It's just a group of like some adults, and they're pretty much all just like, this is dire. Like, we can't believe we're back in this shithole again.
I think they're all mostly adults. I think Katniss and Peter are probably the youngest there. really.
Yeah, because like
Probably.
obviously you get like Sam Claflin's character who won his Hunger Games when he was 14, but obviously that was some years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, they're all adults now. Yeah, they are the youngest ones there, I think.
I really just enjoy the moment once we get to the capital. Yeah, we'll do all the obligatory fucking shit, blah blah blah. But I like the moment of the chariots when they go out and they have the moments of everyone getting to see the victors and that sort of stuff. It was a good moment in the first movie. It was even better in this movie with the outfits catching on fire, ha ha ha. But then just the look of defiance as like fucking Katniss just stares down Snow and just refusing to like look away until the last moment. That was a really good moment. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's like Jennifer Lawrence has the like fucking innate ability of a fucking owl, man. Like her neck was not fucking moving.
Yeah. It was very good.
Yeah. Just also like I just love that like it's that moment where like and Cinna says it before they go out, like, stare straight ahead, you're above this and you want them to know it. And she's like, that shouldn't be a problem. And she goes out and like she listens to it, but then when she sees Snow dead-eyeing her, she's like, you think you can frighten me, man? You're fucked. Like, get fucked.
It's great. It's very good. I fucking love Joanna.
She's so good.
She's so good. Oh my god, I love her so much. She's like introduced us, and it's kind of like this. Haha, look at me, look at my boobs. I'm gonna steal your boyfriend or whatever. But that's not her character at all. It's kind of like set up as like, oh, we're gonna be rivals because we're girls, and you know we're the girl rivals and that sort of stuff. And I'm the bitchy mean one, and watch out because I'm gonna fucking kill you in the arena. Let's have fun. But she's not that at all. She's fucking pissed at being here. That's what she is, and I love it. We have this moment during like the interviews with Caesar where she just like flips out basically and is like, "Fuck you, man! Like I shouldn't be here. I fucking won, and now I'm back. You cunt!" Like.
I love that sequence as well because Caesar, like, he has an answer for absolutely everything. He's a talk show host. His job is to be quick on his feet in terms of like witty retorts and stuff. And he just goes, "Well, that's one woman's opinion," and it's just like you had nothing there, did you, brother? Like,
that whole sequence is very good. That whole and the defiance and the way they lose control of it, really, with everyone there. It's very good.
Oh, it just unravels. And this is something I was going to say, where it's like, what I fucking adore it about this sequence is like every single one of these people, like it's a cocktail of they are pissed off because they shouldn't be there because this wasn't the term. These weren't the terms when they signed up.
Yeah.
Well, signed up in air quotes as well. The second ingredient of the cocktail is obviously none of these people are well emotionally adjusted.
Oh like, no, they're all traumatized.
Every single one of them has just a burning problem underneath a lot of trauma. And the third ingredient of the cocktail, and it comes out in the scene, is that, like it or not, unfortunately, you can't exploit these people because they've already played the game and they get the game.
Yeah.
So now they're like, well, the previous game was to get these people to love us. Now they already love us. We have the power to influence them in a way that we didn't have before, and now we can get them to spin on them.
Yeah.
And they love us more than they love the game. We're characters. And there's something so brilliant about that. And like, Peter starts off this whole movie like kind of being disconnected from his natural charm that he had in the last movie. But then, like, that moment again where he's just like, my only regret would be the baby.
Such a fucking good move. Fucking ace
genius.
Up the sleeve, man. Like, that is, like, especially to what you would assume is, like, quite a conservative audience. Like... Yeah. Like, come on.
These are all pro-lifers. Like, every single one of these...
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, and, like... Obviously, that achieves two things. One, it shows us Peter is an incredibly capable character and he hasn't lost it from his previous movie, despite being beaten into submission.
Yeah.
And the second thing it shows us is just that the Capitol are like whether people know it's a fucking move or not, they're just like, yeah, we're happy to be like the TV network that endorses killing a pregnant woman. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like they have no consideration for how that looks on them to the public.
Yeah, definitely. And this is kind of the moment where it like starts to unravel for Snow and the Capitol. Really,
Yeah.
like this is where like, oh, was this the best idea? Putting all these guys together and doing all of this, because maybe there might be some problems with that.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. You mean putting all the most talented killers that we've fucking trained to hate us
Yeah,
in one room is a bad thing? Well, silly us. We should have seen this coming.
maybe that's a bit of an issue. I will just say before we get into the games and the events, another moment when they go for their assessments and go to get their scores done. Peter, like, I feel like Peter, when Katniss goes in, there's like a mural of Rue on the ground with like, you know, like in the flowers and how she was buried and stuff. And we get the impression that Peter painted that, like Peter did that with his like bakery skills or whatever. And it's like, did he do that intentionally to piss her off so she would then do this kind of thing? Because then what she does is like she does the, oh, you killed Rue, all of you fucking killed Rue, fuck you. And then the fucking amazing thing she does, just the dummy and fucking writing Seneca Crane on it and drawing his weird beard and then just hanging him, like,
Yeah.
so fucking good and such a powerful fuck you to all of these people.
That's the thing with Peter, isn't it, and his character, because he's like, obviously we've said it for 2 of these movies now, he is fucking he's the best game player there is. He's so good at this stuff, and selling this stuff. And I think there is an element of like, he wanted to go in there and like, this is all for show. This is all just like these games could be over in 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. Snow just wants the result. That was the problem with the first game. It was too much telly, not enough murder, and not quick enough. And now Snow just this whole game has been set up so that Snow can get rid of 24 problems, or 23 problems, and then just probably shoot the other one. And so like, I don't know, all of this for show. Like you've got 10 minutes to show us your chosen skill that you've seen them all win. It's irrelevant to do this. So I feel like there's an element of Peter that is like, fuck you, but then saying it, you're right. Like there is a consideration that's probably just like, I need to get her riled up because it's more important that people see that she's pissed off.
Yeah.
Than me being like pissed off. I'm like the baker's boy. It doesn't fucking matter what people think about me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I guess there is relevance to that. I quite enjoyed that sequence. Well, I enjoyed it in the way of like Katniss sticking it to a bunch of fucking suit cunts.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good.
It was very good. Pour one out for my man. Pour one out for the number 1 sought after fashion designer in the world.
Oh, Senna, yeah.
Oh, gut fucking wrenching.
That's fucking brutal as well. Just the way like Katniss has to watch it happen, really, because they purposefully delayed her fucking tube going up so she could see it. Like the countdown was done, and then she's like, "Why not going up? What the fuck's happening?" And then in march the stormtroopers, and then fucking bang, see you later.
In their new costumes, you were right.
They look so much better. They're not like goofy Time Lords anymore.
Yeah, yeah. They're not like, look at my knee pads. They're like actual. They look like soldiers now. Yeah, no, that sequence in itself is just fucking brutal because it's just like it. You know it's coming because you see that he did the dress, and then they purposely are like, Cinna is great and a great fashion designer, and you can just see Snow seething at the TV.
Yeah,
as he like blows a kiss to Katniss on stage and is getting his dues. There's something about the nature of like just the brutality of it. Like he just gets fucking one banged and his like he cracks his face off of the fucking tube.
Yeah.
That Katniss is in. It's brutal. It's hard to see. It's hard to watch.
Now, I have said many times on this show that I don't like a switch in aspect ratio. I don't like it. I don't want it. All right? Pick one and stick to it. All right?
Yeah.
If you're going to make a movie and just choose how it's framed. All right? I don't need all this switching back and forth. I don't like it. All right? This works pretty well, I will say.
You do know it's not a style choice, right? It's a way it's filmed.
No, it's a style choice. It kind of is, because like you can film it one way and then just fucking crop it or whatever.
Yeah, you can downsize it.
Yeah, if you're gonna film it, then like have a consistent frame throughout it. That's my thing. I want consistency in the movie that I watch. You know.
Yeah,
I don't
you
like
find it very
switch.
distracting when it's bouncing back and forth.
I do find it very distracting. I like it when we can see the transition though. If I can see the transition, then it's good. If fucking it just immediately cuts, then it's very jarring and I don't like it. Okay?
Yeah.
But if I can see the transition, like this happens, it's a great transition by the way, just the fucking from the tube into the arena as the bars come down and stuff and the screen grows. Very well done. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the entire game segment is in the fucking IMAX format.
Yeah, I knew that there was a big aspect ratio. Like a lot of people enjoyed the transitions in this movie, and I paid quite close attention to it. It never switched back. It was in the IMAX aspect ratio right up until the moment Katniss snaps awake and she's out of the game.
Yeah, and I noticed that. And I was like, oh, we're back. I didn't like that. Like that was jarring.
I thought that was nice and abrupt. I thought that was nice.
No, but that's the thing. It's too abrupt. I don't like it. It's the quick changes. I don't like it. Like, again, because that's when it's making me be like, oh, pick one. You know, pick one and stick to it. Unless I can see it. The Mandalorian did it very well in the fact that like the bars went up as the fucking big worm thing was coming out of the cave. And then they went back down as Din got on the speeder bike and drove off. They came back down. They slowly came back down. You could see it happen both times. But it's just started off very well, but closed off quite bad. So,
see, I like that. I think that snap back to just fucking, like, I don't know, it felt like the game opened up this fucking breath of possibility and like allies and friends to be made and that kind of stuff. It was a way less bleak version of the games.
See, for me, the way I would have done it, Spider-Man Lotus style.
Excuse me?
That's to say, like, I can do it better. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. I thought you were like the directorial choices of Spider-Man Lotus.
No. See, for me, what I think personally would have been a better option is Katniss fucking snaps awake on the table. It's still in the IMAX format, all right? She snaps awake on the table as she like freaks out and slowly realizes where she is and what's going on around her and stuff. The bars slowly come in, closing in on her. It's kind of like an almost paranoia thing, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, it gives off the same. It's the same messaging, isn't it? It's the same meaning behind the change. I guess you just want it presented in a smoother.
Yeah, I
way.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I want it
Fair
smooth.
enough. Fair enough.
I don't like it just quickly switching. It takes me out of it every time.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Sorry, this is the Hunger Games episode.
Right. We're straight into the games. The first thing that Haymitch told her not to do last time was go for the bow. However, Katniss has been purposely thrown off her game watching a close friend and confidant get brutally fucking beaten to death in front of her. What does she do, Nathan? She goes straight for the bloody bow. Straight away.
I think she's angry.
Very good.
She's angry. She just saw one of her friends and mentors get fucking killed. So, like, yeah, let's get a bit of blood. Why not? Let's go for it. Let's do it.
I like that this portion of the game. Snow's only saving grace to this dumb as rocks plan he's concocted is to show Katniss as a bloodthirsty killer now.
Yeah.
He's like, I really wish that Katniss would start being the exact opposite of what she is. Is what he wants to happen.
Yeah.
Although I see it. I see, like, because there are moments where she is struggling with certain calls to make. And is very much like, we survived last time because we were fucking smart about it. And if we're not smart again, she is obviously not working with all the information. And you get that sense because there's some suspicious moments.
There's a lot of people who know a lot more than her.
Yeah, and you get that. Like, straight away, like, fucking Sam Claflin's Finnick, he's got, like, a piece of gold on him. And she's like,
who the
what?
fuck is Sam Claflin?
Sam Claflin, this was his fucking era. He was loving
Who is
life.
he?
He's in Love, I think the movie's called Love, Rosie. He's Finnick in this movie. The very charming
I know who
hero.
Finnick is. I liked Finnick a lot.
Yeah.
But Sam Claflin. Let me just have a look here.
He's in Emilia Clarke Loves Me.
Why is
I've Got
Jack
No Legs.
Quaid third build in this movie?
Yeah, I probably he's isn't he like the third character to show up?
Oh,
he's in the
it
dream
is. It does say in credits order. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. He is actually, yeah, because he showed up to film his death again.
I think they just rotoscoped it from the last one and just put it
No,
in a
it's
different
definitely
location.
it's definitely new footage. It was definitely filmed again.
Was it?
Yeah, that would be very impressive if they just rotoscoped it.
True. Yeah, that would be quite cool. Yeah, Sam, you reading
Where
up
is
on
this
Sam
guy?
Claflin?
Oh, I'm trying to find him.
Sam
Where
Claflin.
is he? Yeah, I'm trying to find him, you dickhead.
Well, I mean, a simple Google search should reveal his.
I'm looking on the
past work.
IMDb list. Oh, what's he been in?
Me Before You, Love Rosie.
I was in last night in Soho as punter number 5. So clearly
no.
he's on to big and bright things.
He was the copper. He was the copper that told the girl to watch out or something. Yeah,
Was he?
this is my note.
Oh, he
Sam
plays
Claflin-
Mycroft Holmes in Enola Holmes.
There we are. Sam Claflin is way too talented for his career to not be on obscene highs right now. He's so fucking good. He's really good.
Yeah, well, it's not.
But it's not. It's not gone well for him, which is a shame. He's got the movie star quality, man. He looks great.
I liked the character of Finnick. I like that he's a bit much like fucking Joanna when we were introduced to them. Is a bit of a dickhead, a bit of a charming, sexy, handsome dickhead character, really. But he's just a nice guy. Like he's just a very nice guy. He cares clearly a lot about fucking Mags, the old woman from his district, and he'll do what he can to protect her and stuff. And yeah, he is just like a nice guy who cares about the fucking revolution and stuff. So
Yeah, it's like, it's funny because he comes away and straight away like he's been written as this just like guy that you'd be like, oh fuck, I'm actually excited to get back in the Hunger Games and kill you. You're fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like the whole like me and you, we should enjoy the sweeter things, shouldn't we? It's like he's got a literal sugar cube in his mouth. It's the Fault in Our Stars, like I give the cigarette the power to kill me, but I don't smoke it, or something like that. It's bollocks. He's being a cool guy.
yeah.
TM, like it's terrible. And then he just gets into the games and he's like, yeah, I'm just a good guy. I'm a
I'm a
cool
nice guy.
bloke.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I like him quite a lot. That's the first clue, isn't it? He flashes the gold bracelet and she's like, where'd you get that? And he's like, where'd you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. I love that it's not as much of a bloodbath this time round because they're all smarter than to just run in and start trying to kill each other.
Yeah. Yeah. There are a few deaths straight off, but they're kind of like seems to quiet
the Korea
down.
district fucking morons.
Yeah. It seems to like quieten down pretty quickly, and then they like just split off, I guess. Yeah. I do like the kind of like the hectic nature of it. Like immediately, like when she comes up, she's like looking for Peter but can't find him just because of like the way it's designed. And also love the design of like this game as well. The fucking
So good.
the clog face and the fact that they have to swim to get to the cornucopia and stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, immediately just puts you in like an environment you're not in control of half
Yeah.
as much as you were the last time. Or at least for Katniss's last time. What the detail that I love this time round is she's been out of the games for a bit, right? She hasn't heard that stupid trademark cannon sound effect in a while. And the first time she hears it rocks her shit so hard. She's like, fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Very
That's a
good.
good point. You actually would probably have like severe fucking trauma of that sound, wouldn't you? Like anytime that goes off, that means someone's dead. That could mean Peter's death. Like anytime that goes off. So
Mate, it's like fucking like veterans and ex-soldiers and stuff like have a hard time with fireworks, and it's like I wonder why. It's traumatizing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good like I like that. First of all, you really get the sense that like this game, they're just trying to get it done. Like it's they go somewhere and they're like, everyone's too allied up for my liking. Poison fog, evil monkeys, like just the game is throwing so much shit at them for them to be killed, but they're all just smarter than that. They just outmaneuver it every time.
The poison fog is interesting. I really like the moment, like whether they're resting, whatever, they're taking a nap on the first night, but then Katniss is awake, but she just sees the fog just slowly descending, and it's so eerily silent. There's like no noise whatsoever, but just the fog slowly trickling in, and we're not quite sure what it is. We don't know what it does. Is it dangerous? Is it not dangerous? What's going to happen? It's probably dangerous, but like
it's not going to like. It's not perfume, is it? It's not going to make it smell nice.
It's not going to give you candy and like warm hugs, is it? Like, let's be honest here.
It overwhelms Katniss, and she's just like, freshly mown grass. Like, it smells so nice.
That is poison to me. I have hay fever, so that would be
fair. Yeah,
quite poison. And just really visually very good, and looks awful as well. Like the way the fucking skin just blisters and bubbles up as soon as like it touches you. Ugh, not pretty. Does not look good.
I do like that. Like this game is both harsher than the first, but also more forgiving. Like Katniss gets like a slight gash in her leg in the first one, and has to sit on a tree and apply like fucking Sudocrem to it for like a day for it to heal up. Whereas in this one, it's like the poison just like like you say, like scars their face and gives them like all kinds of afflictions and stuff. Yeah. And then like they're like, quick, rub it in the water. That's part and part the movie being like, Jennifer Lawrence can't look like this for the rest of this thing. Like, we can't do that.
The water heals quick. Everyone get in the healing water.
Yeah, everyone get in the fountain of youth quickly for a wash. It's an interesting... the clock in itself, they find this out a little bit later on. But like, it being split into essentially 12 slices of the fucking world pizza, and each of the slices have a different threat, and it constantly rotates, and you just basically just have to keep going round the clock. You can't rest for even an hour. It's brilliant.
I reckon you could like, if you avoid one, if you manage to like, if you fight off one threat if you fight off one threat, do you not then have a free 12 hours or whatever?
Yes. So this is my thinking, because we obviously last time we realized that we would solve the games by just simply getting to the bow.
Yeah, exactly. And I still
winning.
would do that. Just let me be clear.
Yeah.
I'd still get to the bow immediately.
I'd like everyone would be getting in the water, and what I would do is belly flop on them, and they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm drowning," and I'd be like, "That sucks, man, but I'm winning." And then the cannon would go off, and I'd be like, "Victory!"
Right.
But no, like my thinking is, let's say just for argument's sake, I'm at 1 p.m. Or one. I'm at number one.
You're at number one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at number one, and then what happens is the threat at 12 is happening. It's going on. It's about to tick over to 1. I would endure the 1 second of pain it would take for me to take one step back into 12, and then wait there for 12 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Just do
These
the
guys
fucking
are dumb.
Just do the blood rain one. Like, it rains blood. Okay.
I can get over that.
Yeah, it's blood. Just don't drink it and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they said it was pretty hot.
Own blood.
I think they said it was pretty hot, like boiling to the touch. Like, I think. So,
I see. Well, I've accidentally poured a bit of kettle water over me before. I can take it.
Just like hide under a fucking branch or something, it'd be fine.
You know when you open the oven door too quickly and you're like, oh, it's bloody hot in my face.
You get a steam blast just in your face straight away.
Yeah, I got this. I can take that for 1 second. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
You watch the game and the game would see that and like wait 12 hours and be like, is this what he's doing? Fucking moron, and just eviscerate me with lightning blasts or something.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this games as well. It just never, because it's more vicious, right? It's not fair in any capacity.
Oh, it's so not fair. It's unrelenting, this one. Like, they don't get a second to like fucking recover before the next threat is here, really.
Yeah, basically. I don't know about you. Obviously, this is it's the Hunger Games, so they have to spend some time in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But like, you get this is for me where it got a bit. This is what I was talking about the meandering. It got a little bit like, all right, let's keep it rolling at this point.
Okay.
Like, I liked learning a bit more about Joanna. I liked the relationship between Finnick and Mags, and obviously like how Haymitch would say at the beginning, like he cares a lot about this woman, so that's a weakness you can exploit, and it's not. It's its biggest strength because she sacrifices herself, and he goes, "I've got space on my back. Better pick up Peter." Like, it
very
ends up
sad
being
when she sacrifices herself as well.
yeah. Oh, and that thing about like how like Katniss is just straight away back in the zone, and she's like, you know, well, I mean, she's like fucking 60 odd. Like, she's not gonna make it through this. And Haymitch is like, yeah, and it will be a damn shame. She's a fucking lovely person.
Yeah.
She's really nice. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot these are people for a sec.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, this is where it gets a little bit slower for me. I like Jeffrey Wright. I like all the characters. They're all doing interesting
That was
stuff.
a surprise. I didn't know it was Jeffrey Wright. I was like, oh shit, it's Jeffrey Wright.
He hasn't, like, he's aged, but like, it looks great.
He's
Like,
hardly aged.
yeah, he looks like, what I'm saying is like how Jeffrey Wright looks now. He looks fantastic considering this is how he looked 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, very, very good. Do you see what I mean about it getting a bit slower here?
Not really, to be honest. No, I was always engaged with it. There was,
Yeah,
there was never during the game sequence. There was never any moments like, oh, let's go. You know, I was never bored or anything.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, cool. There's what is there? There's the birds, the like, are they Jabberjays?
Jabberjays, yeah.
Yeah, they copy the sound of your screaming loved ones, and
That was pretty brutal. Yeah.
yeah, and like everyone's like, they're not real. They're not here. And Finnick's like, yeah, but like, where do they get the sound from? You fucking morons! Like,
Maybe our plan of just like hopping over from one slice into the next wouldn't necessarily work because like it seemed to be that there was a force field that was stopping them because Katniss couldn't get through. She had to stay there for an hour and wait out the thing.
oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe we're not
Do you
that
reckon
clever.
it stops working? Do you reckon it's right up to the top of the dome? Because Katniss climbs the biggest tree I've ever seen at one point in this movie. So we
Why did
could
she
get
climb a
real
tree?
high. Like, she's like looking for like fresh water. Oh, like, also, what's the science behind that? Haymitch gives her the magic water tree stick.
Well, trees have water in them.
So that's that then. That's the science behind that.
I guess.
I don't understand. I'm not a fucking like hunter. I don't know how this shit works. I don't go into the wilderness for fresh water. I get mine
I don't
from
think
a
it's.
tap.
I don't think it's like a real thing, but like,
Oh, okay.
no, it's just put it in a fucking tree and drink the water.
Bear Grylls is listening to this, just punching his iPhone.
That was also that moment. The first time they did that, that was deeply erotic as well. Like,
What?
it was very erotic, man. Like the way it was filmed and the way, like, particularly with Peter and Finnick, just the way they were open mouthed, open mouthed, eyes closed, very pleasured look on their face, just drinking from the water.
They were dehydrated and starving.
Yes,
They needed
and it
water.
looked erotic. Don't hate
don't.
me. Don't. Yeah, you wouldn't, Lawrence, but trust me, it was erotic. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Of course you don't.
What does that mean?
You know what he means. You're aggressively heterosexual. But trust me, it was very erotic.
That was something I was going to say earlier. You said that there was a clear hotter choice. I think Peter looks much better in this movie. I think he looks a bit beefier. I think his hair
Doesn't look like
fresher.
Liam Hemsworth, though, does he?
No, but like, there are people out there that would prefer the vibe of Peter.
Oh,
to Gale.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Everyone's got different tastes and stuff. To be honest, they're both very attractive in different ways.
They're both
really.
movie stars. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's very attractive in this.
It's true. Yeah. What else? You got any points on any stuff that happens in the games?
Monkeys.
monkey. I like the monkeys.
I like the monkeys too. It's cool.
I like. They're not cute, but like
No,
they're all small and a bit scary, and they're like. Katniss is like, come over here slowly, and then they all just start like Power Ranger style, just taking out these fucking monkeys. I'm like, oh no.
There was one moment where they were running away, but then you saw like Finnick just like fighting a few of them off with his spear or whatever, his trident, and I'm like, I'd just love to see the footage of that without the monkeys. And just him swinging away at clearly nothing, and just seeing how it looked. Really,
that's what I was thinking about this one as well. Like they obviously Katniss's whole thing is the bow and arrow, and in the first one, like she uses a bow and arrow well, but like in this one, she's got to do some intense action set pieces with her bow and arrow. So
she also seems like immediately a lot more skilled with the bow and arrow. In the first movie, like she's pretty good with bow and arrow, but in this she's like a deadly assassin with a bow and arrow.
It went from like, she can catch game, she's a great shot, she's got a very steady hand and a clear eye, and now it's like, you're right,
she's
auto
Hawkeye.
Assassin. She's Hawkeye. And further proof of that, this movie was the one where they switched it up. Jennifer Lawrence is holding the bow but not drawing a single arrow. Obviously the ones in close up, but in the monkey fight sequence,
I think it's a rule. I think it's a law that you can't have arrows on a set, like physical arrows.
Probably not.
Because I remember that's a big thing, like with the TV show Arrow. Like Stephen Amell, noted dickhead, like said that he actually never fired a single arrow for real on the show because you can't, because it's health and safety. It's so fucking dangerous to do that. Like you actually can't have an actual arrow in the bow.
There'll be the blunted prop ones that are like for close-up shots.
I don't even think you can do that. I think they're all entirely CG. I think they have to be.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. They are an arrow. I know that, but
Yeah. I was going to say about like Jennifer Lawrence's performance of like when you think about how hard that is to do, like, because this is not going to be much for audio listeners, but like you would have to like pull from your back, extend your hand all the way up before you then pretended you had a straight and narrow rigid object in your hand.
Yeah.
And like it's a hard thing to perform, especially when you're like also remembering you've got to hit like 1 million marks for some CGI monkeys that were in production a year ago. It's crazy. It's talented, and there was like obviously there were action set pieces in the last one, but nothing to this extent. I think they weren't as like high intensity as this stuff is.
Yeah, definitely. All very well done, I think. Is there much else to say on the games and stuff, or?
No, I don't think so. They have the good plan. The plan which everyone else knows all along is just to break them out. I like that Katniss doesn't know that, and they keep her in the dark. And that very easily could have gone sideways for them because they just don't account for the fact that there's 2 other murderers in the area that don't know this plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it. I like that look on Snow's face when Katniss like aims the bow and like aims it upwards, and he's like, "Oh no,
that's a great moment.
What I thought."
That's such a great moment when she just like fucking takes out the arena, basically. So good.
And they do the Matrix thing. They lift her up like Jesus.
They do lift her up like Jesus. Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's the Matrix. They did the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
Where the machinery picks up Neo. The machinery. They're the machines. They're the characters. The machines.
Yeah.
Just someone in a forklift picking up Neo. But yeah. Great sequence. And it's all revealed. It's all revealed that I don't know when they had the time to plan all this, but they did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, really. When did Haymitch come on board? How long has Haymitch been on board? You know,
he was just as upset as everyone else was.
How long is the revolution been going on for, really? We're not quite sure at this point.
That's true, yeah, because it's not just like this is the first public assault. This is the first ground level thing, but like, how long has this shadow stuff been going on? Like, you get the impression Philip Seymour Hoffman's character has obviously had to work his way up in the ranks to get to the position he needs to be in.
Well, there's a whole fucking organization of it by the time we get to District 13. Like, there's a leader in charge. There's a fucking propaganda wing. So, like, there's...
Jessica Chastain.
Is that what it is?
I think it's Jessica Chastain, or... No, it's not Jessica Chastain. It's someone
Jessica
more.
Chastain? She
Joanna
plays
Moore?
the leader?
No, I think it's... I want to say Joanna Moore, but I'm also very conscious that I think I'm getting that completely wrong. Coyne. I know her name's Coyne.
It is, yeah.
Juliana Moore.
Oh, okay.
Also, like, that's the whole point as well. Like, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character doing bad to do some good. It's like the first sign that this rebellion could be headed down a pretty familiar path as well.
Yeah, and I think the third one is my least favorite. Okay. And I think that's partly why. I think there's some issues that kind of come up in the depiction of all that stuff, but we'll get into that when it comes up. But I'm interested to see how I react to that, and even if I have seen the first one. But yeah, that's definitely going to be something to look out for.
Fair enough. Yeah, much else to say other than
just
super
one
pumped.
thing. I really enjoy. It's a huge fucking moment in the book when, like, because the first time I watched the movie I didn't really care because I was like, yeah, whatever, fucking movie not that great or whatever. But then when I was reading the book, it's such a huge moment in the book, such a fucking there is no District 12. That's like fucking like fucking huge moment, and it's really played well in this. I think Gale delivers that line. Liam Hemsworth, it's a really well delivered line. That place has just been fucking obliterated to dust. And interesting.
It's very interesting, and you're right. It is a great delivery, and then like what Jennifer Lawrence is able to do with her face in the final 30 seconds of this movie is just like. I know she's won an Oscar. I'm pretty sure she's won an Oscar.
She has, yeah.
But, like, I don't know if this got nominated, but, like, it's probably not the type of movie to get nominated for stuff.
No, I don't think so, no.
But, like, this is some of her best work, genuinely. I've seen a lot of Jennifer Lawrence stuff, and this is good shit from her. Very good stuff. Yeah, just like it's the last... The safe haven was her home. The whole point of the Hunger Games is to bring glory and honor and riches to your district, and to... have them be rewarded by just getting their city obliterated is something else entirely. Oh, quick little thing, because it's way too late to circle back to it. The Commander Fuckhead of the Stormtrooper Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
Just like backhanding Katniss, and then Haymitch being like, my brother, you have not a clue what you are doing in this scenario. Like, you're going to kill 3 victors. Like, what are you doing, my guy? And he's like, well, the next time I see you acting up, it's the firing squad. And everyone's like, okay, mate, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Colonel Fuckhead.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, good moment. Any little things, or are we good to do some recommendations?
No, I have no little things, just good, and I'm excited to watch The Mockingjay parts 1 and 2 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hate how we've done this. Like,
yeah,
wouldn't it have been nice to just watch a movie and then just have a break? Now I'm just like, I've watched a lot of stuff in the last 2 days to catch up with this podcast and the recordings for the other podcast. So it's like, now I'm like, I should be wanting to have a break, but now I want to watch 2 more movies desperately.
Yeah, but oh well.
You'll be sipping on mojitos. Is that something you'd recommend, a mojito?
No. Are we doing recommendations?
Yeah, that was my little slide into it.
Okay, sure. No, I'll always recommend a mojito. That's always...
Yeah. That goes without saying.
Yeah, that's an eternal one. That's evergreen, okay?
Yeah.
Always have a mojito. My actual recommendation this week is... Am I out of beer? Oh.
My recommendation is, am I out of beer?
I'm out of beer. My 2 beers, which I had for the 2 podcasts we're going to record, did not last 1 podcast.
Oh, no.
So, there we go. I am going to recommend a little show called Superman and Lois.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It is available on BBC iPlayer in the UK and other places in the rest of the world. I don't know, probably Netflix or something.
Or Hulu or some other random shit they have.
Hulu or fucking Max Gary or whatever the fuck is going on there. Fucking Gary and Max Plus.
What's that other one? It's got a Q. Quibi or something.
Quibi? Oh, Quibi's dead. No, Quibi's been dead for years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Quibi was like, well, watch a movie on your phone. And everyone was like, no.
Would rather not.
Yeah.
Watch a movie on your Apple Watch.
Watch a movie in vertical on your phone. And everyone was like, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
So
we had a whole conversation about aspect ratio today.
Exactly, yeah. You and Chris Nolan love Quibi.
Exactly.
Superman and Lois. It's just a really good show. It's a CW DC show, but you wouldn't think of it like that at all because it's it's so well made and it looks fucking phenomenal. You have Tyler Hoechlin as Clark and Superman, and he does such a good job. In my opinion, I think the best on-screen version that we have had, I would say. That might be blasphemous to some people, very blasphemous to some certain people, but overall, I think he does a fucking amazing job with the material he has, and it is very good material as well. It's, if you want like a Superman which actually feels like Superman, this is the show for you.
Okay.
And first of all, as well, the show is called Superman and Lois for a reason. It's not just fucking The Adventures of Superman and sometimes Lois is here. Like, she's just as big a part of it as he is, and she does an amazing job as well.
It's not an Ant-Man and the Wasp situation.
No, it's very much not that. No, they're a fucking great team. It's like, it's set a little bit later in his life. Like, he's got two sons at this point. They're out of Metropolis, living back in Smallville and stuff. And it's just really good, really interesting, really engaging. And I enjoy it very much. So
very cool. Yeah, I do want to get around to that. I've heard that's the CW show to embarrass them all, right? Like it's such a cut above, yeah.
And also it's not connected to any of the others as well. So you don't need to have watched like fucking 7 seasons of The Flash or like anything else to get to it. You can just watch this and it's great.
That was my like worry, like because I saw so many people blowing smoke up it, but they're the people that have also watched like a million seasons of a million other things, and I'm like, I don't want to catch up with all that shit. I should want to. This sounds good.
Purely standalone. So
yeah, no, I'll check iPlayer.
iPlayer, it's an iPlayer in the UK. Yeah,
interesting. Bizarrely. Yeah, that doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't. I don't know why, because like all the other CW stuff is on Sky, I think. So I don't know why this one specifically has gone to iPlayer, but there we go.
I mean, obviously it stands out. Apparently it's like worth spending more money on, I guess. Cool. All right. My recommendation is a YouTube channel this week. A YouTube channel that No. What's wrong with a YouTube channel? No, come on. What's this? What's this?
I don't know. I'm just having fun, yeah.
Yeah. It's a YouTube channel which is dedicated to making it's a guy and his like team of researchers, and they make basically these like they're normally like 7 to like 14-ish minute documentaries. They're like when I say documentaries, I don't mean like someone's made a video essay in a couple of hours. Like they're well researched, really interesting topics, really well edited, and they're like basically documentaries in the most YouTube-y style possible, like very high intensity, interestingly paced. Really good. There's one that caught my attention recently, which was like basically telling the story of how Robert Downey Jr. was able to completely twist his image from where it was, and like now he's like one of the most revered actors on the planet. Really good stuff. He has another one like Steven Spielberg made Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same year, and like how it was his most financially successful year but the worst year of his life personally. Just really, really interesting topics that like stuff that you wouldn't necessarily be interested in, but he's got a great way of storytelling. He's a very, very talented editor and just documentary filmmaker, really. The fact that it's on YouTube shouldn't negate that it's a really well-made documentary. And very cool.
You going to say the name of it?
Oh, yeah. I probably should at some point. The documentary, the YouTube channel is called Dodford. Dodford. Don't know what that name is.
I was waiting the entire time. She didn't say it at the beginning. I was like, he's not going to fucking say it. He's not going to fucking say it.
I got caught up talking about it. I'm not trying to undo the credit. Very good. Check it out. Links will be in the description. And very good stuff. Okay. Outro time, I guess. I normally intro the outro by saying outro time. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can catch new ones every single Friday. Time? We doing the time? We saying 10 a.m. anymore?
It's up to you. You edit this one.
Yeah, but like in general, like should we set the precedent now that they're just out on a Friday? Do people care about the time?
Well, I see. Here's the thing. Here's my thinking. Okay.
You're here for this. This is our business meeting.
I like having the time because I think it gives us something to work towards. Like even if we don't quite make it, we're still like, oh, but we don't want it to be like 12 hours late or whatever. So it can be a few hours late here and there. But we don't want to, if we don't have the time, I think we'll get lazy. And then we'll be like, it can be up anytime. It can be up at midnight. Like, it's still Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, because like 10, if we say 10 a.m., but then it's like at midday, it's like, what's the harm really?
Yeah,
but if we hadn't have said 10, we would have started it at 1 p.m.
Exactly, and then we're like, oh, it's still the day. It's still Friday, you know.
All right, it keeps us honest. You're right. Yes. You are right.
Look, we won't make it every week at Friday at 10 a.m., but...
We got jobs, man. We don't make money off this.
Well, I have a job, but, like...
I have a job as well.
Yeah, kind of. But,
it's wishy-washy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. If you've enjoyed listening to this, new episodes of this show come out every single Friday at 10 a.m.
You can keep all that in, by the way.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, that's fine. I say we will. I will. I'm not looking to do more editing in the next coming weeks as you're sipping your mojitos. Yes. You can give us show a little follow if you like. That would be much appreciated. You can mosey on over to Another Happy Pod on Twitter, where you'll get a little post reminder every single Friday when the episode is out, so that you never ever miss a fun little discussion that we've had. Give the show a review. That would be quite handy if you could, like, on your podcast platform of choice, there's probably some sort of feature where you can give it a little 5 stars. Maybe write a review. That'd be cool. Let us know, I don't know, what you liked. Let us maybe know if you want us to talk about anything specific as well. We have our schedule, but like maybe we'll make exceptions. Who knows? If your review is nice enough, we will consider it.
The schedule is... Ooh, what is going on here? This is very zoomed in. But it's currently booked up until the end of the year. So we have all of 2023 mapped out currently.
You've got until the end of the year to get your suggestions in before we then spend a day to work out what 2024 looks like.
Yes.
Basically, and have that locked in as well.
Yeah.
What you can also do is look forward to this, which is coming out next week.
It's the Mockingjay.
Yeah. It again, we are doing this thing. But don't be expecting a fourth one. We're doing the final 2 movies as one episode.
Which, judging by the runtime of this one, might be a mistake.
I think so. I think it might be, but like they'll blend into one, won't they?
It's too late now. The schedule's done.
It's true. Like we say, we've already planned it. And something else we plan and do every week is the other podcast that we do, which Nathan will tell you about.
I'll tell you all about it. It's called Still Got Legs. It comes out every Monday at 10 a.m. It's our Doctor Who podcast. Let me turn that down, where we talk all things Doctor Who. We discuss the episodes each and every week. And last week, well, at the moment, we're about halfway through Series 3. We're having a great time, and you can join us for that journey. That's at Still Got Legs Pod on Twitter, and just Still Got Legs on your podcast apps.
Indeed.
Spotify,
goodbye, everyone.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Audible,
Audible? No.
Or yeah, it's Audible. You can listen to podcasts on Audible.
Really?
Yeah. You know what
I
else?
thought that was just where like Stephen Fry reads books or something.
Well, it is, but they do podcasts there as well, and we're on there.
Well, check us out on Audible.
Check us out on Audible. You listen to a book, and then you think, "I want to listen to dickheads talk about this book," and you can
And also
do
not
that.
about the book, about the movie adaptation of the book.
Well, yeah, but maybe sometimes one of them will talk about the book because he read it.
Yes.
So there we go.
It'll be disguised in our movie discussion.
Maybe I should buy the Hunger Games because I don't currently have them. So maybe I should buy the books again, read them while I'm on the beach in Greece, and then.
That's a good way to keep your brain Hunger Game focused.
Well, I don't want to be too Hunger Game focused.
I'm watching you. You're tempted.
I don't want to. I don't want to be enjoying my holiday and then be debating the crushing blows of fascism during, whilst I'm sipping a mojito on the beach.
You're like, Katniss's hospital was blown up. Very nice. Waiter, another mojito, please.
Exactly.
Oh, fascism. Very nice. Very nice.
Great, good stuff.
Play the theme song. Goodbye, everyone.
I fucking won't.